Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Well, did it rain on you? Everybody here is talking about the rain and how difficult it is, and now vehicles are overturning, especially lorries.
The garbage truck on Lusaka Road, I saw it.
You did?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We had to move on the wrong side and then move slightly about 50 meters and then come back to the normal lane. That was as early as 5:30 a.m. There were 2 traffic police officers already.
Oh, so they're already on set. Amazing. I like how they promptly got there.
There is a police station close by, so I think they responded first.
Okay. Well, otherwise, we are glad that you're here. We have missed you on set, and the viewers are looking forward to the discussion today. Like we have said already, we have talked about very many other things that affect us, including the common mistakes we make, pedestrians make, motorists make, how to protect the child pedestrian, how to not behave, in a manner that suggests you are not a defensive driver. We've talked about the training. We had concerns about the number of trained drivers we have and the number of trainers that we have. We've also touched on that. We have authority. Today, it might look easy, but it's one of the things that I think is
The highway, there is exit to the right. So when we indicate right, it only means I am changing to the next lane, probably from lane number 1 to lane number 2, finally lane number 3. Some sections have lane number 4. If you change to indicate to left, it means I'm changing from lane 4 to 3, or 3 to 2, 2 to 1, or I want to exit from the main highway. And if you're on the service lane, you indicate means I want to join into the main highway. I'm coming from the service lane, I want to join. So when you indicate right, there is that aspect of giving way before you join. And then when you join, you want to change lanes, you always check your mirror first, then indicate right and change to the inner lane as your speeds increase. But then when you start indicating to the left, it means we are now decreasing speed. We are now going to get more slower. So on a city setup on a highway, when we indicate right, it means our speeds are going up.
Yes.
And when we indicate left, it means our speeds are dropping down. So this is a setting that most of us are used to because we come from Rongai, we come from Athi River, Kitengela, we come from Wayaki Way, we come from Thika, and we are all here. And then in the evening, it's the same. Then when we now go to the highway, a left indicator would mean, 1, I am exiting the road. 2,
the left.
Yes, I am exiting to the left.
Okay.
2, it would mean I am turning, I'm making a turn to the left. So there is exit, there is turning. The left indicator on the highway means green light. So when I am driving behind you and I want to overtake you, I will put on my right indicator. And I said when we indicate right, on the urban setting, the speeds go up.
Yes.
But on the highway driving, the speed would go up or slow down because I am turning, I'm exiting to the right. I'm leaving the road, but on the right-hand side. So when I indicate right, I give 2 options to the driver ahead of me and to the driver behind me. Remember I said I drive 5 cars.
Yes.
So I will tell the guys ahead of me, I am moving to the right. So I would either go and overtake them when it is safe to do so, when the broken yellow lines are there and it is safe. So I will indicate and make sure I am driving in a position where I see the driver I want to indicate on their mirrors. That is when I'm sure they are seeing me.
Okay.
So when they see me, they always look ahead because they see far than I can. When it is safe, a certified trained driver will always indicate to the left, meaning I have seen you. I have your attention. I know you are there, and I'm seeing your indicator. I now know your intent. You want to move more to the right. So they indicate left to tell you ahead is safe. It's like giving you a thumbs up.
Amazing.
Ahead is clear. Then I am now going to move a little bit to the left to give you more room. And then as you overtake, you should take the shortest time possible. Then there is the indication to the right,
yes,
which is now not for overtaking, because they indicate and their position tends to drift more to the center marking lane, and it has an added brake light.
Okay.
It means we are not overtaking. We are moving more to the right to get off the road. So you find that on the highway, indicating to the right means two things. My speed will go up if I want to overtake. Or my speed will go down because I want to turn right and go off the highway.
Okay.
So why do they indicate right? And then we see an added brake light.
Yes.
Red means stop. Be it on the traffic light, be it on the brake lights. That is why our brake lights are red.
Yes.
So when you step on it, it blinks red.
Yes.
So it warns the other person right behind you, slow down, take it easy. But then in braking, if we go deeper, we have an intense brake light.
Okay.
That means we have to stop here right now. It's an emergency.
It's immediate.
Or there is that one that prompts you.
All right.
Slow down, boy. Easy, easy, easy. And then they stop, indicating right, because priority belongs to any person on the right-hand side. So who is on the right-hand side? Traffic that is oncoming.
Can I ask why priority belongs to the person on the right?
It's the rule in
Oncoming?
Kenya. Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime a crash happens at the junction, they look at who was on the right-hand side. They had priority. So if I am on your right-hand side, you have to allow me go.
Okay.
Because from the position of the driver's side, you have a good view of the right-hand side.
Okay. Yes.
Than the driver who is coming, and their right is far much more. So you can see a wider view compared to them. That is why priority will belong to the person on the right-hand side. So if there is oncoming traffic, I have indicated right, I have stopped in the middle of the road. If they will slow down, they will alert me, probably with a flashlight. Then I will go off the road.
All right.
If they don't, I have to wait because priority belongs to them.
Yes.
So indicating the right in a city setup is completely different from what we see on the highway. When I was driving over the weekend, I don't know why most of us are, I don't know whether it's being forgetful or...
You know, last time with Mr. Kahara, we were talking about attitude and character. So we're not sure if it's forgetting or if it's just character.
It could be a behavioral character problem because this is a highway. There is no exit, whether right or left, and someone is still blinking. I remember as we were going down Kinungi, someone indicated for almost 7 kilometers. And I was like, okay. Are you even aware the lights are communicative? Because the vehicles that are oncoming are slowing down, flashing lights. It's like, are you going off the road to the right? Are you warning me not to overtake? Or what is the problem? At times they're indicating left. So I tend to move more into the middle lane because I want them to go off safely. But we are going and the speed is increasing. So another right indicator means ahead of me is not clear.
Yes.
So do not overtake. So you see a lot of people, when you indicate right, you want to overtake them, they also indicate right. Meaning, they intend to move more to the right. So we cannot congest the right, yes, all of us. So you should be patient and wait for them to clear off. So a right indicator in the city setting does not mean do not overtake me. All right. It only means our speeds are going up as we change lanes. But on the highway, it means ahead of me, there is oncoming traffic. So please do not go that side.
I like that we're doing well. Allow me to read feedback on Facebook because they probably want to hear more. But thank you for waking up with us. I'll start again by acknowledging Mr. Kahara M. David, who's watching. And like you said earlier, another very wet morning for extra care on the roads, slow speeds, wipers, visibility, and courtesy. Let's change to a positive attitude. Like you were asking, is it character? Is it attitude? Is it forgetting? Edwin, again, good morning. Joyce Kimari, all the way from South Africa. In George, saying watching from South Africa in George, parked on the side of the road just to learn. I've embarked on a long journey today, but cannot afford to miss this segment. Thank you very much for choosing hashtag The Morning Drift. Do you want to say good morning, sir, to Joyce?
Good morning, Joyce. We spoke with her yesterday, and today she's doing 170 kilometers. So I'm glad that she has even decided to stop, not to miss.
Yeah, and one thing we said is you can park, on the side instead of watching us and driving. We do not advocate for that. And of course, James Kinyua says Arrive Alive is the most informative show I've come across on Kenyan TV. Road safety needs to be addressed on a daily. Nashukuru. Nashukuru pia sana, James. We love you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Mamuyu Karaoke. Good morning, team. Good morning. How are you? She's very enthusiastic when it comes to motorcycles, and she's a professional rider. So we appreciate your presence. Celine Nyangere, I don't think there's any single morning that Nyangere has missed. Please say good morning to Celine, sir.
Nyangere, good morning. I have a reflector for you.
Amazing. Well, we just started giving out, hampers in light with the festivities. So, Celine Nyangere, we're looking forward to a picture of you receiving your reflector jacket. How come I didn't get it? I've always been here. And of course, Edwin Kiprui saying the Arrive Alive segment is very much informative. Thank you, Edwin. Mwangi Gishuhi Ibra says my mental set. All right, good morning. Enjoy Mac as we wrap up the first feedback segment. Says super sober advice there. Mr. Uworotet watching from Nakuru. So Nakuru is locked. Good morning. Let's go on with our turn signs. We were now on the highway, and we've talked about the different turns, the left, and of course the city roads as well. Maybe we can proceed from there.
So there is this one behavior on the highway of flashing lights. Let me make it clear. In road safety and the traffic law, there is nowhere that a flashlight means anything. There is nowhere that if you give me a full flash on your low high beams, they say piga mataa, flash your lights. The only thing I think in safety it brings is to let the other person know that you're there. So if you overtake dangerously and then you flash lights, we flash lights when we want to say hi to other drivers. We flash lights when we want to acknowledge their salutation. We flash lights when we don't want to hoot because we don't know if they are deaf or not. So stop flashing your lights. What I do when somebody overtakes dangerously is I will prolong that long flash.
Okay.
As I put on my hazard lights to just let you know that I am there. So if you want to hit me, choose on how to hit me well. But it is the most confusing because you hear people saying, I flash lights at him. I flash lights, meaning what? Were you greeting him? Were you asking him to stop? Were you asking him to do anything? So the use of flashlights, please, drivers, it has nowhere written by law in safety standards globally that it means any communication.
All right.
Just like I say, use your fog lights to be seen. So when you flash your lights, you're only telling me to see you. If you look at the bus groups, we have people who are called spotters. They spot the buses, and you see a lot of hooting and a lot of flashing lights. It's an excitement the driver gives to the person who spots them. So it has no communication whatsoever.
Okay.
So if you decide to flash light and stop and believe that if you flash, some people say if you flash 3 times, it means something. Some people say if you flash 4 times, it means something. It is nowhere, and it's not being taught in any driving school. So if you are doing it, do it at your own risk.
I'm only curious, where then did they pick it from? Because if it's not being taught in school, it's not in the law, why is it so common?
It's a culture we have built. But ask them, what does it really communicate? They also don't know. Like if somebody salutes me, I always flash a long line, like just tell them, okay, I have acknowledged your salutation. And unasikia, alinipigia mataa, he flashed at me, meaning he honored me. That is for salutation. Okay. But I never use it to communicate.
All right.
I never ever use it to communicate. Then we have these turning signals when they are double on both sides.
Yes.
When all the right and the left are blinking simultaneously. So we call them the hazard lights. In the city setup, this is very wrong, but people believe that if you put on your hazard lights, you can park anywhere.
Yes. Oh, yes.
It is very wrong. Somebody is parking on a pedestrian walkway, and then they're putting on the hazard lights. Most of us believe that when you see the police and you want to evade them, slow down and put on your hazard lights, and then tell them that it's like the vehicle has a problem. Hazard lights, danger lights. If you read different highway codes of countries, there are countries that you will be jailed for using it wrongly.
All right.
In Kenya, if it's a wedding convoy, we are on hazard lights. What is the danger? Is it the groom or the bride who are the danger?
Oh.
If it's a funeral convoy, we are on hazard lights.
Yes.
If it's a normal drive like the one we had, we want to put on hazard lights. What is the danger? What is the immediate impending danger why we put on hazard lights? I said when somebody overtakes dangerously, I put on my hazard lights, slow and stop.
Okay.
Because there is an impending danger. There is a reckless, ignorant, careless driver coming my way. So I'm warning people behind me, do not overtake to the left, do not overtake to the right. That is why they blink both. Stay put right behind me. And when you see a hazard light, you need to plan well.
Okay.
If you have safe following distances and you see me on hazard lights, you'll be able to stop earlier, and you also want. You stop and leave space for escape at any given time. The most misused one is the hazard lights, especially when it rains.
Like now.
Everybody's on hazard lights. You're wondering, what is the danger? If it is a danger to you, does it mean it's a danger to me? The rain and the visibility? No. If we go to eye test, you realize you are on different eye levels of sight.
Yes.
So if you are having visibility problems because you don't know how to defrost your mirror, park to the side. Let those who have the clear visibility continue, and they will not drive in hazard lights. So hazard lights is the most misused ever on the highway, on the city driving. But again, I want to repeat, the left indicator, the left turn signal. On the highway, it means I am moving to the left.
Yes.
I am making, number 2, a turn off the road to the left. So if you see it, you get to slow down. And the left one is also interesting. When it is turning to the left or moving off the road, you always see an added brake light. When you see it, it means I am turning left, I am moving more to the left. And the third one, it also means green light. It is safe to overtake me on the right-hand side, not left, on the right-hand side. So we come now to the right-hand side blinker. It means, one, I want to move to the right. Then it has an added brake light because they slow down to move, because on the highway there are junctions. You have to slow down to do your mathematics there. And they also brake, indicating right, moving more to the right, to make sure that priority belongs to the people who are coming their way.
Yes.
Number two, it means I want to overtake you. It's a courtesy way of saying, may I please pass?
Yes.
May I please pass? Then the other driver who wants to move more to the left indicates left and tells you, oh my guy, you said may I please excuse you? I am excusing you, but it is now safe. Go well, go in peace, enjoy your drive. This is how we talk on the road.
I think that's really amazing.
But then I telling him, may I please pass? And he says, no, hold on a bit. He also indicates right.
Okay.
Hold on a bit, brother. I'm checking it for you. I'm on the lookout for you. The moment it gets clear, I'll give you green light. Be patient. Some of us, you see, the indicator is on right. You have indicated right. Now you are going, and they start hooting at you. Then when you are halfway there is oncoming traffic. So you realize that most of us don't know how to communicate. And it is something that I saw when I drove over the weekend. It's going to cost us more lives, and I thought it wise to come out clear and tell these people what it really means, because people are misusing it. So you find that there is oncoming traffic. Yes. You are halfway your maneuver. You want to come back to your lane where you are. They don't indicate when they want to come back.
No.
They only come back with the right indicator on, because panic has caught up with them. Anytime you want to come back to your lane where you are, you have to indicate, you have to make your intent known. If you do not make your intent known, how should I be estimating for you and you're the one driving that car? So you find that this is a problem, and it all starts in trainings. You see, all the way when we talk, we always come back to training, because we have poor trainers. Some people call them half-baked. So they only train us to move the vehicle.
Okay. Yes.
But they leave the most important part of communication. You see, all these lights that are on the car, they are not for beauty. They are not for beauty. They are for communication, especially the blinkers. That is why they are placed at places where you cannot miss to see the turn signals, be they to the right, be they to the left. Nowadays, we even have the modern ones that don't just blink. They draw you a line telling you this way, or this way. So as a qualified road user, the turn signals are not only for vehicles or for motorcycles or for cyclists.
All right.
They speak a lot to us who see than them who are showing us the intent. Earlier, you talked of a pedestrian not understanding a left indicator. So you see a vehicle indicate left and you walk right into it. Then you realize that vehicle lights is not even only for vehicle or motorcycle riders. It is for everyone who is going to use the road. Pedestrians, we don't have blinkers, but we can always make our intent with our hands.
Okay.
I am moving right. Make sure you have eye contact with the rider or the driver. When you have their eye contact, give them your intent. I am moving to the right. I am moving to the left. But then we need to teach our people. And you realize this one will not even have to go to schools.
The curriculum that, of course, has been mentioned over and over. We had suggested that we have this, inculcated in children early. So also NTSA representation, the other day mentioned it being part of the curriculum. So I'm just adding to what you're saying. Yes.
So we really need to put it into schools and bring up activities like, when I was growing up, there was debates.
Oh, yes.
But nowadays we don't have them. Probably people citing COVID or something. But then, viewers, if you are in an institution where we have children, don't wait for the day Otet and Anki are organizing a school forum so that we come. Start today. Start teaching these children today. So that when a vehicle indicates, if they don't know whether it's going to turn right or left, because you have people who are indicating left and they're going right,
yes,
they better stop. So that until they are certain that this vehicle has moved to the left as it indicated or has moved to the right as it indicated.
Okay.
It is wrong to try and rush. You see a lot of our motorcycle riders are being hit because you indicate left and they think they have an ability of being super fast. And then they want to catch up with you. And they don't know, you slowed down to look and then you saw them and hoping they have seen your indicator, they will stop. So they want to accelerate, and at the moment you also want to accelerate, and you have a collision with them.
We are actually coming to the accidents, and the possible accidents that happen when you are not keen on the turn signals. That is in a short while. We want to take a very short break, Mr. Tat. We hardly do that. But because of those who are joining us, we'll take a short break. But before we do that, let me just read some of the feedback. Joy Mark is watching from Nakuru, as I earlier on said. Good morning. Mwangi Gishu, he says, representing RSSDP. TNG and long distance truck driver watching from Mwatate, parked to watch. He actually parked to watch.
As a truck driver,
yes,
I've trained these guys and I'm loving this feedback when they finally stop to watch.
Amazing. So if you're also planning on watching, don't worry, don't miss it. You can watch, you can stop and watch. We're not going too long. We'll take a short break. When we karaoke, Sema, I like the flashlight conversation. Depending on what one understands, accidents have been caused by this. Some know a flashlight is requesting to be given way, while others understand it's watch out, I'm coming. Mostly at intersections or junctions. Thank you, Mr. Worotet. And I think I have seen that as well. When you're at a junction or you're trying to join, you're trying to move the road, and the other one is oncoming, the right one, there has been a flashlight idea of, hey, give me way. So if you have, also experienced this, let us know. But first, a very short break. We continue with Arrive Alive after a very short break. We'll be right back with the same segment. You are watching #The Morning Drift. Welcome back. You are watching The Morning Drift. Remember, #The Morning Drift is what is trending every morning from Monday to Friday. And we're talking about road safety. And as we go into this last segment of the discussion, as we also prepare for the big conversation, I want you now to send in questions. All right? What are your specific questions to Mr. Oworotet today on road safety, and especially on the turn signals? All right, what do you want to shed more light on? So let me know on Twitter, #The Morning Drift. We're leaving that open for you. Ask as many questions as you can. But right now I want to look at the common accidents that happen due to maybe miscommunication. All right, so welcome to the set.
When you miscommunicate, it is like speaking to someone in sign language. You would gladly want to greet them by giving a sign language, but on the recipient end, it is an insult. It is an abuse. It will not be taken lightly. So when you miscommunicate, on several occasions I'm driving and someone has indicated left.
Yes.
So I'm moving more to the right and they're moving with me more to the right. So if I am not careful When they indicate left, I will look at the size of the vehicle. If it is a small vehicle, there is no need for them to move to the right side and try and get sizing of the car. So the first impact we have is side-to-side impacts. And then the second one is front to side. Side to side happens because I am moving more to the right because they have shown their intent. So as they move to I expect them to go to the left.
Yes.
But then I am moving more to the right and they're also coming. So it is a side to side, closely door, my passenger door to the driver's door. At some point, you have indicated left and you are turning right. So it will be a front impact with the side impact of your car. Mm-hmm. So these are the two most common ones. Now, viewers, trucks and lorries are on another level. At some point, I always admire and desire that if Kenya will one day be an able nation, we are still not an able nation in road safety, then every driving school should put every trained driver they have trained before exams in a lorry or in a truck.
All right.
So that they have a different view of what we have when we are driving trucks. A truck driver will indicate left, move entirely to the right for some slight distance, then now move left. But you find that when they indicate left and start moving towards the right, somebody wants to squeeze in on the space they are leaving.
Yes.
Then when the cabin or the tractor now turns left, because it's holding a 40-foot container, they catch up with you, they squeeze you, they will actually at one point run over you. So for tracking, and majorly we only see them on the highway. The beautiful part about the highway is that most of it is straight and it's longer distance. So we rarely see them turn in roundabouts or something like that. But when you see a truck indicate left within a city setup, slow down.
All right.
Don't move to the right, don't move to the left. Slow down, let them do the maneuver they are doing. You will see them move slightly to the opposite direction of where they indicated, then finally move to the direction where they indicated they are going. If they indicate left and turn immediately, the container will run over the capstone and probably find Mama Mboga down there, yes, cause damage to the environment and property. So with trucks in a city setup, every driver, every vehicle user, every road user, every pedestrian, even children must be taught from an early age, okay, that with the trucks, when they indicate, please do not think they indicated wrongly. All right. Observe first. You will see them indicate right, then move more to the left and then do it. Even when they are in the roundabouts, you see them take 2 more lanes. They leave the inner lane, they take 2 more lanes, mm-hmm, and then at some point, they come back to the same lane they were in and they go. So when a truck or any vehicle that is towing indicates, please be very, very careful around them. All right. And this is a personal responsibility. It's just like going into a room and looking at the people who are seated there, and you decide this person can comfortably sit on this seat without breaking it. This person can sit on this seat and it could be damaged. So mm-hmm, you have to be intelligent enough to do that assess. So that's on the truck. So that has really come out in a very, big way, because I didn't know that. Sometimes you say Mbona and indicate the opposite direction. So a lot of Kenyans, I hope you follow that. Allow me to acknowledge the people on Twitter. Samuel Walucho
is watching, and of course NTSA Kenya is really following closely this conversation. Thank you very much, NTSA Kenya. Joseph Mumo is watching from Embu, says keep up the good gesture of love on sharing the message on road safety. I also know Edgar is watching from Nyahururu every single morning. These are the people on Twitter who are helping us push this aspect on road safety. Now that is one of the accidents that will happen. People are not keen on the truck drivers. Yes.
I've had the ability to train them in the groups. Even buses. Buses work closely with the trucks. So we are in these groups where I get to train them. But then I came to realize if I would not mention that here, someone is probably viewing us, like Mr. Kapumpu and in Zambia, and Joel Jere in Malawi. They are watching. But unfortunately, the groups are full, so it cannot cooperate them. So I realize that there is a big part that I leave out, and they're the pedestrians who, once the vehicle indicates, they know it's going this way, they want to catch up. It's all on their energy. Probably they are tired. They want to reach their destination and get a rest. They need and must catch on this. A lot of truck impacts or accidents happen at junctions when they are turning.
Yes.
And then the driver said, I thought he indicated wrongly because he indicated this side and he was moving this side.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, we are caught up with him in this. Be very careful around trucks. This is a message of love. It doesn't just come. And today, Look Up has given you the opportunity with our host, Anki Doris, to get it for free. By the way, we charge a lot of money for this, to just help you catch it. On the roundabouts, indicators are misused. That is now on the city setup.
Yes.
You know, on the highways, we rarely see roundabouts. We only have climbing lanes, and it works well for us because I'll just say I'm moving to the left onto the climbing lane. Some will even move to the climbing lane without even indicating. Each and every driver has a responsibility to make their intent known. There is a tweet I like making reference to. Somebody said, Nairobi is like a battleground. You don't tell your enemy your next move. But you don't tell your enemy your next move, they catch you unawares at your door. Side impact or front impact.
Okay.
Then when the police comes, when my front nose of the car is at your door, I am on your right-hand side. So even if I have priority over you. You are going to pay. So that is the tricky part of it. In the roundabouts, indicators are very, very important. The only person who does not indicate at a roundabout is the person who is going straight. So they come, just make a slight curve, and they enter, slight curve, and exit. They are the only ones who are not supposed to indicate. If I am coming into a roundabout and I want to turn right, I will indicate right as I join. And when I've taken the curve of the roundabout, it is my mandate to indicate left, to let them know I am not going round. I'm just making an arc and I am exiting. You must indicate if you're on the inner lane, if you're not making a U-turn inside the roundabout. If you're making a U-turn inside the roundabout, you only indicate right because you'll come and go. But when you are now aligned to your lane, you must indicate the left, that you're now leaving the roundabout. If you are coming on the lane 1, let's say it's a 3-lane, so this is lane 1. It's always called an exit lane in the roundabout. You must indicate left as you come and go. Lane 2 is for us who are going straight on. You do not indicate. For those who are in the inner lane, which would be lane 3 or lane 2, they must indicate that they're turning right. And when they have turned right in the roundabout, they must indicate left.
Right.
So it is a sequence of right and left. When you are entering to turn right, you must indicate right. And when you are exiting the roundabout, you must indicate left at any given point. So you have to play with the both. But if you are coming on lane 1 and you are not even entering the roundabout, you indicate left. You just come and turn left as you go. Probably you are from town,
yes,
and you are going to Bunyala. Just indicate left and go. You don't need to enter the roundabout. But if you are coming to go to Upper Hill, I have to indicate right. And when I am directly opposite the ash mark is that painted part. When you have now entered the roundabout and you're directly opposite the ash mark,
yes,
I need to indicate left if I am not turning around, because I will be going straight. Probably it's from Nairobi Hospital.
Yes.
Then I am coming to this roundabout that leaves the Mbagathi Road. So when I want to come to Ngong Road, when I indicate and reach the ash mark that now Mbagathi Road is totally on my left, I indicate left because I will be joining Ngong Road.
I think next time we need a board.
And probably one day we do it practically on the roundabouts.
Yes,
so
we could actually. And I was actually of the idea that people who are on the traffic would need to tell us how they really experience the traffic. So one day we should go on the road with you, because that explanation you've given, I know there are certain, viewers who feel a little bit confused.
Yeah.
Because I'm having that moment with you and I'm thinking, how many turns did we just make on that roundabout?
Leave alone people who don't even know to use the road, even drivers.
Okay.
So this is something that we will one day organize and go into a one live roundabout, teach them how it is done. Probably we start by seeing how people are doing it.
Yes.
And we see how people will miss it.
Oh, yes.
And then we bring them the lesson home, and we make sure that from this class of the morning drift,
yes,
they never get to miss.
And a great shout out to Sikika Dan, who actually walked with his illustration in the
Yes.
board. If we had him this morning, he'd be actually showing us what Mr. Tat is saying. But keep talking to us on Facebook. Of course, I can see here someone says sober advice. Thank you. We're glad that there's sobriety. And of course, Omuyu Kariuki says, has asked a question now. Before that, Controller WB. There's a Subaru boy that is
Controller, yes.
Subaru boy here, Nicolockt, Good Show, Anki, and Otet. So all the Subaru boys, good morning. We hope to bring the Subaru boys also soon.
Yeah, there is Subi Queens, there is Subi Boys.
Yes.
Salim, wherever place you are watching this, Forester Nation, we need to be here.
Nice. And also Jerry. Did you big up Jerry this morning? Because he will be on your case.
He will defend.
He will. So, Mr. Warren said, why is it that trucks don't keep to extreme left on highways? This is something we witnessed in other countries. The lanes are marked for trucks, and there is a heavy penalty for the drivers and company if they use the other lanes for the fast-moving traffic. What does our law say on this? I think she's asking what the law says on why the trucks here don't keep to the extreme left on the highways.
I always say the people with knowledge are not in power, and the people without knowledge are the ones in power, and the people without knowledge are nowhere close to power. People with exposure and experience like Wamoyo, there's so much they have seen outside here and is working.
Okay.
That when we come back home, we ask ourselves, what is really wrong with us? Trucks, if we are to help them keep left, then it comes from the management.
All right. Okay.
Management. The fleet coordinators, the fleet managers have to bring up a set of stringent measures that must be met. You find a truck has a number that if the driver is driving carelessly, you can call.
Yes.
Then you make an attempt to call, and then you get cold response on the other side. Probably you call and tell you, okay, we'll see what to do. It really discourages because, one, I have nothing to do with your company. But probably reporting a reckless driver is to save your company. I don't know what happens when you report a reckless driver and then the fleet talks and like, okay, we will see what to do about it. And then 2 hours later, the truck is in a crash. Who has lost? It is them who have lost. I have worked with different fleet managers.
Yes.
There is a fleet with the International Committee of the Red Cross. If you call, they receive it. The driver is stopped.
Okay.
And he is allowed to remember the code of conduct, the work ethics regulation. Because one, they have to protect the image
Yes, of the company.
of the company. So if we are going to have fleet managers who are profit-oriented and they will not protect the image of the company, then we are done.
Absolutely.
Then we have no value to fight for. Somebody indicates right and you are moving for 7 kilometers. When you tell them your indicator is on, they abuse you.